Okay, I'm back with the secret world, the final world. I actually liked this one. I think in Polybridge 1 had a secret world, Polybridge 2 just had the challenge levels, though they did add more levels later on. I think I liked this secret world more than Polybridge 1. It has some... well, you'll see. Okay. In this level, these things rotate, but it's rotating around this point here. Like this is this. You mouse over them, they're the same object. So this one's going to rotate that way. This one's going to rotate up like this. They do collide with road, so after my solution finishes, some of them are going to collide and destroy the roads on each other. But this guy needs to just get across to here. So this is a jump, and this is a jump, and they'll totally be in position when they need to. Let's slow this down, zoom in properly. Woohoo! And there's some road breaking. This might be like one of the more interesting jumps to try to get budget on. We'll see. This is similar to one of the World 5 Polybridge 2 levels. I think it was World 5 on the challenge mode, where they actually had 3 big bus things. This one's just the 2, but I went for a similar solution, where just this guy has to get in here, and this guy has to get in here. I'm using some springs. You'll notice this tiny bit of road. That's just because this guy was getting stuck here for whatever reason, and the road stops that. Hey, Bun Bun. Ah, this level. You start with a square of roads that you can't move. You can give them split joints, though. And you're going to get one hydraulic phase. And then this guy has to go across and come back, so you just have to line your roads up here. And of course, I wanted to do it in one hydraulic phase. Because why not? Or with one hydraulic, rather. I wanted to do it with one hydraulic. Because why not? Keep one. That's my nose. But I'm using, you can't see it terribly well, but this here, since there's other pieces that are not actually connected to it, this here is that same 180 setup. And the 180 setup also contains a 90-degree rotation setup. Let's just put one over here to look at. So this is going to compress, which means this is going to have to rotate back here. So this is going to be over here. This is going to be over here, which means this one has to rotate the 180 degrees. So our 180 setup, where this rotates 180, also contains a 90-degree setup, where this piece rotates 90 degrees. Technically, this piece also rotates 90 degrees, but it's rotating like, well, where's the point of rotation? Like here or something? Yeah, it's rotating 90 degrees around this point also. But while they're rotating, the two won't... you can't brace something to both of them. That'll make it rip. But that's the 180 I've got in there. And I'm using the 180 degree rotation on these roads that are already horizontal, and the 90-degree rotation on these ones that are vertical to get them where I want them to go. Keep on. You cute bun. There'll be some camera time for Bun later. Some of these levels take a while. This one, it's called Bustin' Through. This is not just one single thing. This is a whole bunch of different pieces that are all 2 polygrams. I think a lot of people just like made their bridge go up like this and jump over the thing and get the flag. Whoa. I thought about doing that and I decided I'll do it this way. Maybe for budget you do it the other way. Hey, Bun. But it is sort of a funny ending where he doesn't exactly safely get the flag. He comes down and just snags it and falls in the water anyways. Like you do. I don't know what's up with the budget on this level, but people are having a hard time saving money. Not what I expected. Alright, here's one. You can only build in these big diagonal areas, and you have springs. In this solution, these springs on the end, you also can't change the roads. The roads are pre-placed like this, which is kind of nice because it means you don't need to trial and error where your roads should be. But in this solution, it's really the spring wall braces that do all the work, and these catching roads, no matter how much you bulk them up, your bridge is just going to snap like a twig when they land. There will be too much pressure. It's really these that are slowing it down on the way down that do all the work. It's hard to see while it's going, but while building it, it's not too hard to see. Got you, Bun. And he goes across. Basically, once you get the bridge to land safely, he's probably going to make it across, unless you have so many springs that your bridge, like, collapses when he goes over it. And you might notice on some of these... I also like how this level is called Falling Roads. Hey, Bun. Hey. You might notice on some of these, if you look at the leaderboard, it looks like I'm high up on the leaderboard in 25th place, but 25th place is top 14%. So top 1% is like 2 people. It's gonna be tough. Okay, here's a funny one. You have these roads in a zigzag, and it is indeed... I was measuring it when I first did the level, but the easy way, you just turn your grid off, take the rope. Oh, look, 6 meters. This distance, 18 meters. So it is indeed the right length that if you stretch them out, they will just perfectly go all the way across. I went for some like way over engineered solution. There are some really nice ones in the gallery where like mine actually separate here and here. I'm not just like pulling them into position and letting them straighten out. But I've done so much other stuff in the secret world. I guess I just wanted to take the easy way out on this one, even if it's the expensive way out. Hey, Bun. Bottom 29%, just 130th. This thing in the center is rotating. So this guy has to go down, jump off of some number of things here, and get to his flag on this side. Then this guy has to go down, jump off of some number of things here, and get to his flag. There is a reverse here, so when he hits that reverse, his wheels are gonna go counterclockwise instead of clockwise. So basically this guy's gonna use this jump, and this guy's gonna use this jump. Oh, that guy has a checkpoint too. Forgot about it because he just gets it on the way down anyways. This is similar to one of the Polybridge 1 levels. They like doing this sort of thing where you need the double trapdoor, but with this it's with forklifts that weigh a lot, so I actually, just before starting this video, had a foundation here and was like, can I just swap it out for cable? And it worked, but only saves like $2,000 because cables are actually pretty expensive too. But let's see it going. And again, when you make these kind of trapdoors, if you just put the one tiny spring here, your trapdoor is not going to bust itself. I'm also using counterweight so you can see the extra road that's just to weigh down the other side of the thing. Oh yeah, they're also carrying little packages. These packages actually do have weight to them. You see this fell in the water. 52nd place is top 31%. It's gonna be a long grind. This is an interesting level. Okay, on this level, you have 7 roads. With those 7 roads, this guy needs to jump up to here, and then a hydraulic phase happens, and then he jumps up to here. And this up to here is the exact same jump as this up to here. Okay, bud, you wanna go up? Okay. You were cute, bud. So, originally, I was just trying to, like, place my roads like this or something, and then just move the whole thing over. And that doesn't really work. Eventually, I tried... What I did was I measured this one, and this is... If you measure it like this... So these bridges, this is all symmetrical, right? Each road has the same rotation. If I can just move this up to where it should be on the other jump, then it'll be in the right spot. So I have this hydraulic that's gonna move this point over to here and move the rest of the bridge up so that it's just in the same position relative to this side as it starts relative to this side. And that's how we're doing the jump. Not exactly the budget solution, but it was the sort of thing where it's like, if I get it working, it'll work. And it did. It was great. Bottom 26%. Alright, here's a level. This car goes to the stop sign, then you get a hydraulic phase. Then this car has to go where he has to get his checkpoint and then get up to his flag. So essentially this guy goes up, hydraulic phase happens, you lift your bridge out of the way or put this guy's jump, and he has to go underneath the car in the middle but up to the top flag. Then you get another hydraulic phase to put your bridge back down, and this guy goes. I actually did a fair bit of budget grinding on this one. I have a foundation positioned here to absorb the impact from him colliding with it. Of course, I don't want him to lose too much speed, so it's very finicky. Third place, which just so happens to be top 1%. On a number of these levels, that would have been top 2 or even top 3%, so fortunate. Oh god. Bonnie, do you want to come back out for this one? Basically you can't build in this area, but this guy has to get to the checkpoint. So I'm making a really saggy bridge with springs. And there's some ropes that hold the center so that it doesn't go too far down. And, you know, how's life? Doing well? Yeah? Good one. Unfolding these star thingies. There's toenail clippers on my desk. This old-ass Leatherman that's been in the ocean too many times. Hello again, bunny. How's it going? You're very cute. Oh, look, we won. Oh god, here's a level. So on this one, you can't move the roads, you can't place more roads. A is just gonna go up the roads. Woohoo! Then the golf cart has to go, there will be a hydraulic phase, and then the golf cart has to hit this checkpoint. Then you get 2 hydraulic phases, and the golf cart has to get up to here. It's not enough roads to go from here down to the checkpoint. So you need to move it a fair bit. That's not my solution. This guy goes up, no big deal there. Lower the bridge down, no big deal there either. Then this big ass shape is purely because this guy's gonna be there weighing the bridge down. So we pull this arm in up to there, and we say hello to Bunny again. Hey Bun, you want some scritches? He ran back into his cage just before it was actually his screen time. Ah, yes. Horsepower. 12th place. Top 9%. So there's what, like 130 people have beaten this or something? This level's a really cool one. So this guy's wheels are gonna rotate clockwise, which means this extra wheel shape they put on top of him is gonna rotate counterclockwise. So you have to build a tunnel, and he has one wheel going this way, up that side of the tunnel. Well, 2 wheels, but yeah. Going this way, up that side of the tunnel, and then this custom shape going the other way, up the other side of the tunnel. And, of course, and they have this big shape blocking you here, so you can't try to push him backwards somehow. And you have to just go all the way around and back in. I wouldn't be terribly surprised if you can... Oh yeah, you have to get this checkpoint. Ah. Didn't realize for a second. I was gonna say maybe you could just like try to flop him over and then flop him over again, but you have to get this checkpoint. So you have to go all the way up. There's no checkpoint out here, so I have this spring bouncy thingy and this catch that actually work pretty well. Up he goes. And you see it's getting a little dislodged, but it stays in well enough. And then he loses his tire. Sneaks right in there. 5th place. Top 2%. I have to do better. And that's Polybridge 3. So from here on, it's going to be various challenges. Top 1% is definitely taking me longer than it did in Polybridge 2, but that's because I'm grinding harder than I did in Polybridge 2. Right now, I'm... yeah, only on this world. I've done these first 5. And for some of these, like for these 3, maybe these 2 also, top 1% will be a little easier just because less people grind the harder bridges. And for the secret world, who knows. So I might have a few days where I do like workshop content, see if there's just a cool hydraulic thing I could post. Because the top 1% is going to take a while, especially when I'm trying to get, like, very good top 1%, not just barely scraping by.